Dear students, in the last class we have studied the Guy-Chapman model of electrical double layer, and we have also calculated the differential capacity due to metal and the charge density in the diffused layer, and we have calculated the differential capacity, and we have also studied some of the limitations of Guy-Chapman theory. That is, the Guy-Chapman neglect the ion-ion interaction between the electrolytic solution, which is very important at higher concentration, but he didn't consider, and he assumes that the ions as point charges. See, the limitations of Guy-Chapman theory has been eliminated by using the next theory, that is called the Stern model of electrical double layer theory. This is the next topic we are going to study. Stern theory of electrical double layer. See, this Stern, he attempted to synthesize the model of Helmholtz-Zwickau and Guy-Chapman model. He has given model as, now let us consider, this is as an electrode. This is electrode and this is positively charged electrode. Okay, and there will be a stack of ions which forms the outer Helmholtz layer, and this is stuck ions. After that, the ions are scattered. These ions are scattered ions. Okay, and the distance between the electrode and the stuck ions is taken as small a, and here this distance is x is equal to minus a. Okay, and they say here x is equal to 0, the distance. This model is given by Stern theory, in which the metal electrode is positively charged, over which, that is, stacked ions forms one layer. After that, there will be scattered ions which are scattered here and there. This model eliminates the point charge approximation of the diffused layer theory. That is, in the diffused layer theory, the Guy-Chapman previous theory, he used the point charges, but here this that is third model eliminates the point charges approximation, and he assumes that the ions do not come closer to the electrode, closer than the distance A. It maintains some distance from the electrode at a distance. Okay, there will be a certain distance of stuck ions and the electrode. They cannot come closer than the distance A. And Stern divides the solution charge into two contributions. The solution side or the diffused side, the charge density contribution is split up into two contributions. Now, part of the contribution, okay, part of the contribution, this is QS. Part of the contribution on the solution is due to immobilized stuck ions close to the electrode. That is called QH. That is Helmholtz, outer Helmholtz spinning charge. It is given by QH, and which is the remaining is diffusely separated out in the solution. That is the scattered solution. This is QG. So therefore, the total charge, okay, the charge contribution by the electrolyte due to two contributions. One is charge due to Helmholtz layer QH and charge due to diffused layer, that is written as QG. This QH actually Helmholtz spinning charge. See, QH is taken as Helmholtz spinning charge, whereas this QG is Goy-Chapman charge. Goy-Chapman charge. So he has given two contributions. One is due to Helmholtz, another due to Goy-Chapman charge. See, due to separation of these charges, there will be a drop in potential occurs. Okay, there will be a drop in potential. How the potential is dropped is given by the following graph. When the potential is plotted against distance, this is the potential is plotted against the distance x into the solution. When we plot this, the drop in potential is like this. This is at zero distance potential, okay, and this is at x is equal to minus a, and this potential is at a distance x is equal to 0. So therefore what happens? At x is equal to 0, there will be a drop in the potential occurs as the distance of the electrode to the diffused state goes on increases. That is what this graph shows. And Stern suggests the drop in potential to Helmholtz layer and Goy-Chapman diffused layer, there are two potential drops. Two potential drops is given by Stern, that is minus bulk equal to H plus H minus psi bulk. What is this psi m and psi h? This is psi m is the inner potential at metal or at electrode. Psi h is the inner potential at Helmholtz plane. At Helmholtz plane. Okay. And this psi bulk is nothing but the potential in the bulk of the solution. So this is the two potential drops. The potential drops between the metal and the Helmholtz layer, and the potential drops between the Helmholtz layer and the bulk of the solution, that is nothing but what is called as diffused layer, where there will be a scattered ions of the set. Now listen, Stern synthesizes of two models. He synthesizes two models. One is Helmholtz-Perrin model and Goy-Chapman model. See, the two models he synthesizes. Number one, a linear variation. A linear variation in the region from x is equal to 0. X is equal to 0 to Helmholtz-Perrin model. Okay? And second one, exponential potential drop. Exponential potential drop from the region of OHP, that is outer Helmholtz plane, to the bulk of the solution. So he synthesizes the two models. One is the change in the potential with the linear variation from distance x is equal to 0 to Helmholtz-Perrin, that is OHP plane, that is Helmholtz-Perrin model. Next one is exponential potential drop from the region outer Helmholtz plane to Goy-Chapman diffused layer. So it synthesizes two layers, that is the two regions. Now he found out the separation of differential capacities. He assumes that outer Helmholtz-Perrin layer forms one capacitor, and the diffused charges, the scattered ions, in the case of Goy-Chapman model, that also forms another capacitor. This is something like the capacitors connected in series. Okay, connected in series. So therefore, he is separating, that is, he is separating the differential capacities of the two capacitors. Now, he is differentiating the potential difference. He is differentiating the potential difference okay, across the interface with respect to charge on the metal. Okay, what is charge on the metal? Qm. Now we are differentiating the potential difference across the interface with respect to the charge on the metal to find out the differential capacity. Then we have, on differentiating phi m minus phi bulk divided by dou Qm, that is the difference in the charge over the metal, will be equal to dou phi m minus dou h divided by dou Qm plus dou potential at the Helmholtz-Perrin model minus potential at the bulk of the solution divided by dou Qm. Now, in the last term, particularly in the denominator, the difference in potential between Helmholtz plane and the bulk of the solution is nothing but Goy-Chapman layer, scattered diffused layer, that is nothing but diffused layer. Therefore, we can change this one. Dou Qm can be replaced by dou Qd. Here only in the second term of the denominator we are changing. Then we will get, okay, the same equation. I can write it as dou phi m minus phi bulk divided by dou Qm equal to dou phi m minus phi h divided by dou Qm plus dou phi h minus phi bulk divided by dou Qd. Instead of Qm, I have replaced Qd. Okay. Then each term represents in this equation, each term represents the reciprocal of differential capacities. Okay, reciprocal of differential capacities. Now I can write this is as. Now I can write this equation as, this is equal to 1 by C equal to 1 by CH plus, and this is equal to 1 by CG. This is total capacity at interface. This is called total capacity at interface will be equal to, this is Helmholtz-Perrin capacity and this is Goy-Chapman capacity. Goy-Chapman or differential charging capacity. So, the reciprocal of the capacitance calculated by Stern is the sum of reciprocal capacity due to Helmholtz layer and reciprocal capacity due to diffused charge layer, that is Goy-Chapman layer. So, therefore, he assumes that this is something like two capacitance connected in the series. See, this is like this. This is one capacitor. Another capacitor which is connected in series. This is actually CH and this is CG. Okay. So, therefore this is equal to 1 by C is equal to 1 by CH. Okay. Plus 1 by CG. So this is something like a capacitors connected in series. So therefore the total interfacial capacity calculated by Stern model theory of electrical double layer is the reciprocal of sum of the capacity calculated from Helmholtz and the capacity calculated from the Gauss-Chapman or diffused layer theory. And this model also has some limitations. What are the limitations of this model? This model is successful in the case of Na plus and F minus ions. If you take particularly sodium fluoride as an electrolyte, okay, as a diffused charged layer, because they do not interact with the electrode. Okay, Na plus and F minus ions, they do not interact with the electrode. So therefore, particularly in the case of these two ions, this model is very much successful because they do not interact with the electrode. Whereas for ions such as, if you take ions like Cl minus, Br minus, bromide anion, iodide anion or phosphate anion, okay, in these anions, what happens? This model is not successful because these ions get absorbed over the metal surface. When they get absorbed over the metal surface, the differential capacity calculated by Stern model will not be exact as that of in the case of Na plus and F minus ions. That the differential capacity calculated will not be agrees with the experimental value in the case of these type of ions because they are all absorbed over the surface. Okay, so therefore, see, in the case of sodium and fluoride, because they do not interact with each other, this model is successful in the case of sodium and fluoride, whereas this model is not successful in this case of these ions. So Stern model is actually a combination of Helmholtz-Perrin model and Gauss-Chapman diffused layer. Okay, so in the case of Stern model, the charge due to solution, the charge due to electrolyte is due to charge due to what is called as outer Helmholtz plane as well as due to scattered ions in the diffused charged layer. So therefore he calculated both the differential capacities, the differential capacity due to Helmholtz-Perrin layer as well as the differential capacity due to what is called as Gauss-Chapman or diffused layer. So therefore Stern has synthesizes the combination of Helmholtz-Perrin as well as the Gauss-Chapman structures. So this is so much about the Stern model of electrical double layer theory. Okay. With this, we have studied all the three theories of electrical double layers. With this model, the electrical double layer theories becomes end. We have studied Helmholtz theory and Helmholtz-Perrin theory, Gauss-Chapman theory and Stern theory of electrical double layers. So remember students, all the three theories are very, very important. It is usually asked in 10 mark questions. Among the three, okay, anyone will be asked surely in the coming examinations. So all of you follow the book or follow my lecture, okay, take down the notes from the books and you start preparation and try to understand the concept so that it will be easy retained in your mind for a longer time. Okay, the next topic we will study in the next class.